See everybody. Good to see everybody. Come on in. I haven't had a talk with y'all in a while. Okay, y'all. I did want to burn some incense. I guess I'll wait unless I could find it. So, you know what? I swear God spoke to me about 2.5 weeks ago. And I swear it was like a huge, like, life changing um, download I got from God, y'all. And I want to share um, what God said to me 2.5 weeks ago. Okay. All of y'all are way worth more than you know. Okay. Um, society is the way it is now is shaped to make you focus on parts of you that is not um, in abundant according to society. But you still have so much abundance, even according to society. You're blind to it. Sometimes we can be blind to our own value. And this means sometimes you just got to rewind the clock so you can see. Okay? Sometimes being told that you have value is not enough. You have to go back to a time period in which you did have value. Okay? Meaning this, you could see it. You can actually see it. You knew it. You felt it. You didn't need no one to tell you. The answers were just coming to you at that time. You was just doing things right, may not knowing you was doing things right. But you can always go back to the drawing board. Um, I don't know why people feel some type of way about starting over, but you can start over. And you can start over for yourself, standing on business. And I don't mean standing on business like, oh, I'm making money, I'm grinding or whatever. Hi, Joss. I don't mean that, okay? I mean standing on business where you realize that you're the most important person, okay? It just doesn't matter, okay? Your baby might be important, yeah. But other than that, you're the most important person. If you don't stand on business with yourself, you might as well just give up trying to achieve everything else. Okay? But it's hard to stand on business with yourself if you can't even see what you're working with already. And sometimes you have to go back to when you knew what you were working with, when you were getting those compliments, when people were telling you, hey, that looks good on you. Hey, you're good at that. You're good at this. People in the world did say positive things to you at one point. But when you deal with narcissistic and toxic people, those memories get pushed back, okay? They get buried and then you don't know them anymore and then you can't even see yourself anymore. So, when we had this past moon, we were supposed to be doing some soul reflection. We were supposed to be thinking of how we can level up self care and putting ourselves first. A lot of people still decided to chase money. And what I realize is that you won't chase money when you start putting yourself first and loving yourself because money will come to you. You will tend to keep money. Self love is required to get money. So when people chase money and it's obvious that they don't have much self love, that they're like, that they're looking the same every single day, that they're not being creative even with their self, that they're not celebrating what God gave them in beauty and image, those people may end up with some money, but they're not going to end up with the true abundance, which is self care. Okay? There's no other abundance greater than that. And when you realize this, it'll become very easy for you to let a lot of things go. Okay? A lot of people, you're going to realize they're going to go anyway. The more you start to realize how important your self care is, how important for you to be an example of what self care looks like, a lot of people going to leave your life. Okay? People that truly, truly love themselves, they just don't have many friends. They just don't have many contacts. Okay? And that's the way it's going to go. But you should not sacrifice yourself for toxic companionship. And I'm saying this because I keep getting synchronicities of this person toxic, this and this and that. So if somebody discards you, is not talking to you right now and not dealing with you, look at that as more time for yourself without you having to convince them that you need more time. Okay, look at it that negative experiences are also meant for you to grow. So when people don't treat you right, it's also a growing lesson. When employers don't treat you right, it's a growing lesson. It's all a test to see how much you love yourself. Everything is teaching you, is testing you to see how much you know that you are God's favorite creation. If we have all learned that the Creator, the source of all energy, has created us in His image, then we are His favorite. I mean, that's just the truth. And when you realize this, you're going to be tested even more. Okay, the more you realize that and love yourself, the more you're tested. Okay, you can't get away from it. So I'll give you an example. Recently, when I was trying to achieve certain goals, I started struggling. Okay, other goals, not self care. But I realized it's because I was micro loving myself. I wasn't really putting in the energy. Self care gives you a strength, like Madam C.J. Walker said, to fight the good fight. Okay? The strongest fighters are the people who will love themselves even when they're going through purity hell, even when it seems like everything's falling down around them and everybody's dying and everybody's leaving and nobody's calling, yet those people still be like, I love myself, I love myself. Those people are built for success. They're built to do big dreams, like writing a bunch of bestsellers or making a couple YouTube channels go viral. When you look at some of the people who have quite a lot of viral channels, a couple of viral channels like Trey, I think he got 3. That guy looks like he just don't play about his self-care. He's always so lean, he's so fit, his skin is so clear, his hair's all nice and groomed all the time. Okay, his name is Trey. He got a new YouTube channel called Learning with Trey. This man has had 2 channels doing the same thing go viral. And his new YouTube channel went viral. But what the missing thing that everyone's not taught is that if you don't show that you love yourself tremendously, no one's going to care really what you're bringing to the table. You could be the most talented person out here, but if you are showing that you really don't have much love for yourself, people are not going to take you seriously. And you cannot get money without people. You cannot get anything without people. So the first thing you have to show the world is that you're ready through self-love. That they can trust you because of your self-love. Hi, everybody. I don't know what somebody's saying. Somebody said they look very beautiful. Who you talking about? Somebody said in the live, y'all. I be nosy when I be reading the comments. Nosy. Now, here's something that I found out. Self-love requires way more than what most people are putting in. Okay? Most people think showering, grooming is self-love. That's what they think. But they don't think being bougie and snobby is self-love. People say no, don't be snobby. That's wrong. Actually, it is right. Okay? It's right to be snobby. When you're snobby, you're selective. You're picky. You're like, I'm better than this. I deserve better than this. You're not going to sell yourself short. You're going to say, if I can't eat at the finest restaurant, then I'll cook my own home cooked meal. That is also self love. Okay, self love is also willing to hydrate yourself far more than entertaining people and eating hearty. Okay, the body releases water through the day. We're peeing and all that, sweating. I see a lot of people and they don't do a lot of hydration, and they think that they still got self love. Now I know what some of y'all may be thinking when y'all look at me in this video. Oh, Miss V is wearing makeup. How I know that she hydrate. I don't have foundation on. I don't have foundation on. This is just all glow. Okay, this is all glow. But I realized that love for the trees is self-care. I see a lot of people walking around, snacks in their hand. They're eating these big meals, but they don't realize that the body, if earth is abundant in water, because once upon a time it was before, revolution, if you want to call it that, evolution, then we are supposed to be abundant in water as well. Okay? But a lot of people don't realize that life is water. And water requires space. And you have to be willing to be alone with your emotions. You have to be willing to be distant with the way you feel sometimes. We know that people are emotionally selfish. It's a new selfishness going on, emotion selfish. You have to be willing to be alone with your emotions, to say, the online world is it's a fun, it's like a playground. But I have to deal with my emotions healthy. Otherwise, it don't matter how I look. It really don't matter how I dress. I'm not really doing self-care. And if I can't find healthy ways to be emotional, then I really don't got self-care. Then why would anyone tune into me intuitively and trust me? People are going to think you're toxic. If you don't do emotional self-care, your clients, your fans will be turned off by you energetically and spiritually. And it doesn't matter what you look like. Okay? Um I realized when I started to get blocked again creatively, I knew I wasn't doing emotional self-care. Now, and I know some people say, well, isn't creativity emotional self-care? It is. But emotional self-care is in everything else too. Diet, sleep, that's emotional self-care. That's nurturing yourself emotionally. And what I realized, that even though I was creatively gifted, it wasn't a guarantee to stick if I wasn't taking care of myself emotionally, which means I couldn't let spiritual obstacles just hang around, like insomnia, arguments with family, not trying to get solutions, just complaining. I couldn't let that go on. Otherwise, I was never going to be able to get have the next creative breakthrough. When I made a vow that I would ultra super prioritize every self care that I need, not just shower and grooming, all self care. I will prioritize over everything. That's when the other obstacles just went away. The other things went away. Cravings went away. All I had to do was make my mind up and say, I'm prioritizing all my self care. I don't care what it is. Okay, if I got to nap, if I got to take a break from cleaning, if I got to just listen to some music for an hour, I don't care. I don't care if I'm missing out on donations and money and stuff. I have to take care of me. And when I started to do that, all of a sudden, like any obstacles I had with my diet, the answers just came to me. Any problems I didn't see that was blocking me, all of a sudden I could see them. All of a sudden I could see who was blocking me. Some of y'all are never going to figure out what these obstacles are until you strive for A plus with self-care. Okay? A plus. If you say, I'll do my feet later, and you know you got time to do them now, that's not A plus self-care. Okay? It's just not. If you know you have time to do some emotional creative artwork, but you say not right now because I'm talking to my boo on the phone, and you know that you need that emotional grounding, that's not A plus self-care. If you say, oh, I want to do a live video for YouTube right now, so I'll just go ahead and wait to shave this hair from up under my arms. That's not A plus self-care. Okay? It's not, y'all. It may take 4 or 5 hours before you're done with all your self-care. But at least you know it's going to be very difficult for negative energy to shake you. At least you know that you're more than ready to fight the good fight with negative energy. You're ready to fight it without even trying. It will just be scared to come for you because your energy is just like, I'm just so about me. Okay, the truth of the matter, if you got a lot of negative energy that won't leave you alone, there's something about you that is sense is weak. It thinks you're vulnerable. And one of your jobs is to show that it's wrong. So it will leave you alone. So it will leave you alone. Okay? I realized that when I was going to family activities on my daughter's dad's side, I was C plus B plus self care. Okay? C plus B plus. So to them, I wasn't quite worthy of their snobbery. Okay? But when I went to the wedding and I was like A plus self care, I got a different treatment. Now I know people are saying you shouldn't have to do that to get better treatment. That's just the way the world is, y'all. That's just the way the world is. That's the way it's going to always be like that now. I'm not arguing with you in here, sweetie. I'm not arguing. I said weak. I'm not talking about vulnerability. You're off on something else, boo. You're off on something else. I was saying weakness. They sense something weak in you. Stay on topic, baby. I'm not arguing with you low vibe, jealous females, man. Go ahead. I'm not arguing with you, Miss Lady. I'm not doing it. Okay? Don't try to have an intellectual battle because you know I'm fine as hell, bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it, bitch. I call people bitches now to try to compete with me while I'm talking. Only bitches do that. Okay? Y'all see how I can get. Y'all see how I can get. When I'm teaching, don't talk over me. Don't talk over me. Don't say some shit that don't even go with what I'm saying. Like, shut up. I said weak. I said if they sense something weak about you. Ain't nobody say nothing about no damn vulnerability. And if you want to be vulnerable, bitch, that's you. Let other women say they don't want to be vulnerable. That's you. Some people can afford to be vulnerable. Some people can't. Okay? If you got white privilege, you can be vulnerable all the fuck you want out in these streets. Okay? But not everybody can afford to be vulnerable. Not all of us is privileged out here. I'm sorry. I'm a woman of color in America. I can't afford to be vulnerable. So you speak for you. Okay. People don't know me to come in here. I'm a sassy female. Don't warp and distort, twist, redefine what I'm saying, because I'm going to throw the shit right back at you. Okay? And if you don't like me cussing sometime, then don't even try to manipulate what I'm saying and get the heck up out my kitchen. Because this is my show. I'll cuss all day in this live video. That's another thing. I don't apologize for how I want to talk, what I want to do, how I want to teach, because I don't owe nobody likability. I don't owe nobody likability. I don't. The people that's for me, they already know who they are. I already know that I'm covered and favored. And I go by energy. And if your energy stink up in here, I might just call you a bitch. Okay? If I sense your little funky energy, manipulation, I might call you a bitch. Okay? Because back where I came from, we would call stank energy people bitches. That's what we would call. Okay, that's what we would say. So go be vulnerable in your own damn privileged life. But I'm a woman of color with kinky hair. Okay? With ebony features. Over 30. I can't afford to be vulnerable. All right. Okay? Sorry, damn. This is my show. I ain't doing this with you. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. Bye, bitch. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Twisting and redefining what I'm saying. And it's like 3 something. Damn, you in that energy right now? Like, I thought that when people get intellectually competitive, that happens in the morning hours. Like, why are you in that energy? Why are you in that energy? What is up with the men on YouTube that always want to try to compete with women intellectually? Like, it's wild that this goes on. If you competing with a woman mentally, are you straight? Like, really? You got to prove that you know more than me and you a man? Say that shit for your own empress. Say that for your kingdom. We have a big problem in society where the male population is starting to think that they are the emperor, every woman walking down the street. Like, every woman needs to be corrected, led to God. Every man walking this earth is Jesus. This stuff is really out of control. This is why y'all don't see me do too many videos no more. Y'all don't see me do too many videos. Because as a woman of color, it don't matter how fine I am, people feel the need to try to compete with me or one up or steal my spotlight. People hate to see a woman of color speaking wisdom and beautiful at the same time. With gray in her hair and don't look old. Hate that. So, I can't say she old. I can't say she auntie or somebody's grandma. So I'll come in here and I'll try to think I'm a corrector. I'll try to twist the words like, because I'm a narcissist. Really? I'll try to twist her words. I'll try to redefine her because I'm a narcissist. I'm kind of triggered that this woman looks like she's gorgeous and she's wise too. Yes, some of us have it all. Some of us have it all. And if anybody get bothered by the fact that there's some women of color who have it all, then take that up with God. Okay? Not every woman of color needs to be corrected or needs to be leveled up mentally or needs to be mentally supported. Not all of us do. Some of us have it all. Y'all, period. I love being sassy. I be waiting for people to say something off the wall. Because I be like, oh, I get to be sassy. I get to practice my sassy personality. Because I already know how a lot of people think and feel about me in society just because of the color of my skin. I'm old enough to know this. So I be waiting for somebody to just rub me even a little bit the wrong way so I could just be sassy with them. Like they want me to be. Like they expect me to be. Don't like the sassy black woman? Leave our asses alone and we won't be sassy. Because we're actually pretty nice and we're very sweet women. Women of color. But people want to step boundaries and step in our... No, you deserve the sass then. You deserve it. And think I'm sassy. Meet my family members and you'll be running to be my friend instead of them. They way more sassy. As I was saying, self-love also means not taking any crap. Okay? Speaking your mind and whatever's on your mind when you feel like it. Realizing that the average civilian is not God. Okay? Stop living in paranoia over some random person. Like, I don't know how we got here. Like, oh, I'm protecting my energy. What are you scared about? Like, you can't fight? You don't got no weapon on you? Like, why are you walking these streets without some mace or a knife? Like, why are you empty-handed in these streets? Like, you just want somebody to just go ahead and disrespect you. And that's spell work. Verbal disrespect is spell work. When people warp and distort the things you say, that's spell work. Okay? When people do word salad out of things you're saying, it's spell work. And I know people say, just ignore them. How did that work out for you? How many times have we tried to ignore people on the job and they didn't stop? I tried for 5 years to ignore a bunch of girls. I tried to go high, high when they went low, low, and they still kept disrespecting me. By the time I decided to speak up, they wasn't even with it. Okay? I ended up having to resign. So when I tell y'all, stop being so scared out in these streets, because that could be very bad habit forming. And hiding away in your house because you don't want to deal with toxic people, guess what? You're going to be you're becoming toxic because you're not getting sun, you're not learning social skills, and you're not seeing the world other than what you see every day in your house. So hiding away because you don't want to be labeled a sassy black woman if somebody tried you. You don't want to be labeled as a racist for speaking up for yourself if a black person tried you. Why are you worried about that? Just go ahead and live life on your own terms. Own your own mouth. Like, seriously, own your own mouth. Of course, you got to tone it down a little bit when you're dealing with people that's bona fide insane, or like, people that be shooting people all the time, or the law. Okay, yeah. But you can still tell them, like, back up off me. I think that the world is becoming a little bit too cowardly and then saying, oh, I love myself. You love yourself, but you literally only go to the store, work, and home, and that's it. You love yourself, but you won't even put a YouTube up. You won't even do a YouTube. knowing that you could get monetized, knowing that people could pay you even before you get monetized. You love yourself, but all these resources you got to make money, you ain't using none of them. You still going to what's familiar because you think you're safe and you don't got to prove your strength in that place anymore. But you claim you love yourself. Oh, thank you very much, nature. So yeah, y'all, I was nature, I was going over my spiritual purpose, and God told me that I'm an artist, so I need to be an artist. And so I decided to start going back to being artistic with my makeup, with my looks, with my hair. So I did do my own hair, and I really enjoyed the results of it. It looks really good. See, looks really good, y'all. But I love myself enough to not overpay for some hair. I love myself enough to say I'd rather have money to enjoy my life and do fun things than to overpay somebody to do my hair when I know how to do it. I was thinking earlier, y'all. If some of y'all wonder why my mind jumped, I'm neurodivergent. Okay, I'm neurodivergent. I don't know if y'all noticed that already. And I'm not apologizing. I'm allowed to be neurodivergent. Okay. There's divergent and there's neurodivergent. My mind bounces around many different things. I was thinking the other day, like, and this is to the women in here. This is for the women. This is gonna trigger some people. Okay? The scales are real tip. The men, they winning. Women, the men are winning. And the men are winning because women are not, a lot of women are not willing to work less to win. Now I already know. Okay, I already know some women gonna come in here gonna say, "Oh, she red pill." I know somebody gonna say that, but I'm just speaking the truth. Women are not willing to work less to win. When a woman works less, she got time for sisterly love. Okay, she got time to make money in ways that's not actually work, like 9 to 5. If a woman work less 9 to 5, she actually wins. Now, I know this is deep, but a woman requires far more maintenance than a man. Okay? That means that extra 5-6 hours at your 9 to 5 job is taken away from the maintenance that you need. Now, I know some of y'all women are saying, but I'm over 40, so I might as well just work myself into the grave. There are plenty of men who are divorced in their 40s and 50s, and they don't want no young women. They want a empress that looks young. They're done with the childish stuff. There are some of these men out here are done with that, done with childish stuff, done going broke for the queens. They're done. They're looking for spiritual value in a woman. So don't sit up there and say, well, I'm too old. I throw in the towel. I'm going to go to work myself to the bone. You ain't winning. I don't care how much money you're making at your 9 to 5 job. You're not winning. Okay? I remember I sacrificed having a life just to look like I'm in the race while working 40, 50 hours a week. Just to look like I'm in the race. Okay? And when I quit working all those long hours, all that weight came off. My hair grew faster. I started looking younger. Work is extremely taxing on a woman. Extremely. Okay, I am against feminism. Feminism can go ahead and drown in the river that's below the London Bridge. Okay, you know how all those people jump off the London Bridge? Feminism could go jump off the London Bridge for all I care. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody said 1920s. I love the 1920s. Y'all, that is so funny. Somebody said that. I'm actually redoing my wardrobe to be 1920ish, y'all. I'm going to be wearing, I'm trying to wear some dresses from the 1950s back. I want my whole wardrobe to be from the 1950s back, period. I don't even want no 1960s. I want 1950s in my life, all the way to the 1920s, to the time of the Titanic. Because those women, they knew how to really take care of themselves, like they do. They did, like they did, y'all. They was getting it, y'all. They was getting it. Okay, that's why they were marrying. All those women was marrying rich men. All those women were able to look. Even if you ain't got no man, when you the women from that time period, you will be allowed to be a part of the rich society. Okay, you will be allowed to be a part of the groups that got the money. Okay, period. Okay, when you hear the men complaining, they're saying that they want those women from the 1950s and back. Okay, the women who was doing face mask every day, that didn't even go to bed without their hair done. They woke up a little earlier than the man to take care of themselves. They didn't even care about snacking. Like, they didn't even care about snacking in the 1920s. Like, this is real talk, y'all. Okay? What I'm saying is, we have to stop glamorizing being workhorses as women. Okay? Believe me, if you take good care of yourself, and I know you're saying, but I can't take care of myself with a 30-hour job. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I was just talking to somebody on the phone last night, okay, about that. If you hear, hi, Miss Lady, if you watching, what's up? But you can take care of yourself with 30 hours a week. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You might have to downsize to a smaller apartment. You might have to rent the upstairs off your grandmother, but you will be able to take care of yourself. Okay? You can rent a room out here. And you'll be able to take care of yourself good enough to meet you a man that will take care of you. How about that one? How about that one? All this, I don't need a man to take care of me. Yes, you do. Like, actually, yes, you do. I already know, like, somebody's going to be triggered by this. Yes, you do. You need a man to take care of you so you can take care of you. Wow. How about that one? How about that one? If the animals in the wild need a man to take care of them, if the female eagle, as powerful as she is, she still needs the male male eagle to take care of her babies and her and help her out. What makes you think you don't need a man? What makes you think? Okay, women who don't look for men to help take care of them, they look like they don't have a man to take care of them. They look like it. And that's just the bottom line. People say I look younger than I am because I don't mind letting the males in my family look after me. I don't mind. Hello? I'm on a live video. I'm going to stop it for a minute. I'll be back in 1 second, y'all, okay? Oh, you went around the other way. Something happened?
No, asshole looking to try to make a nest on my car.
Oh, but the bee guy came. Oh, I wish I had known. I would have told him to do your car.
No, he's looking to make one. I'm gonna put a stop to his ass right
They
now.
trying to find somewhere. Okay. I will call up and mail my family in a minute and be like, I need you to take care of
Did
me.
he spray up in that hole?
Yeah, he said, hold on, y'all. He said it was multiple. It's actually getting worse.
Well, no, there was. I saw some on the other side, but they probably died from the
But
first one.
but he said it's getting worse. He said it was more than one when he came today. They did like three nests. He said here. He said on both ends and right there too.
Where?
They were setting up another nest on the side of our house. On this side.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're getting even with us. So basically they're like tagging the whole property. They
Well, no, I
tagging it.
usually do them on the back porch. I can get those idiots, but with them ones I couldn't do.
Yeah, but he said they set up a nest here this time. He said you got two. They were starting two right here.
Huh. Very interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. And the lady, they didn't put a nest on her property too. I see. They down there again.
They never went away.
Cause I got jumped.
She never had it taken care of. She had that asshole trying to spray, but he didn't kill him.
I got jumped. I got jumped earlier. I had to run for my life. Like about five of them, five big jumbo ones, like came right for my face.
Yeah, they never killed him.
No, we got a real big problem here. It's real bad. You got to run for your life when you come out our door. So we had to hire a bee guy. Oh, y'all, these. See, there's on the back too. See, on the back. Thank you, y'all. I can't sunbathe, y'all. I can't even sunbathe on my property because there's so many colonies out there. They coming for everybody, y'all. They even on my neighbor's property. Like my neighbors got the big jumbo bees and wasp on hers. Two nests on hers. We got like two back here, two in the front. So it's messed up because sometimes you want to lay in the grass and suntan, but we can't. We got to go straight out our door to the car, or we'll get stung. All right, y'all. But as I was saying, I don't mind. I don't mind male energy helping. I mean, let me tell you, women, if you start saying, I want the male population to help me, to help me, to help me, to help me. That's how you will attract an emperor. An emperor can pick up that vibration of an empress that's in distress. We need to glamorize being like the movie Clueless. You know the movie Clueless? We have to get back to that. You only get one life. You might as well just turn up for yourself. You might as well just be like, look, I'm about friends that can help me. Men in my family that can help me. I get one life, so I gotta go ahead and ask for help. Some of y'all, that's a part of your life purpose. You're learning how to ask for help. And if you don't learn how to ask for help, you're gonna stay struggling. It don't matter if you're 9 to 5 job, you're gonna have what you call a muddy life. I want to do a whole video talking about this because there's some people saying, how come their life purpose, their destiny is so muddy? A lot of people coming and going and all that. And I tell them it's because you're actually supposed to be learning what it's like to get help out here. And when people's season has passed, you just move on to the next and get help from the next person and the next person. It may seem messy, but it's because you probably had a past life. Your energy probably was living very comfortable before, where you was born into wealth, or you was born into money. You was born into everything, so you never had to ask for help. So in this life, the Creator is saying, you're going to have to learn how to ask for help, or you're going to be running in place. You're going to constantly run in place. I know people where they don't got to ask for help. Help just come right to them. Okay? But that's because they probably in the past life, they already did that. They already was somebody that somebody that was asking for help. You know, their energy their the contract of their old contracts of their energy says they were already a part of someone's body, a being before that was asking for help in another time. And I realized what was holding me back is that I wasn't asking for help. I always thought that me being like, yeah, I'm doing it all by myself, that yeah, I was the stuff, but I didn't realize that that was actually me just repeating something I already did, like in the existence of my soul. And that's why I wasn't getting nowhere. I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just getting the same money, the same obstacles. Nothing was, I always had to push through. But now it's like, I don't. I just ask for help. I be like, I can't do this. I'll say in a minute in here, I can't take it no more. I can't do it. But I just got into that energy over the last 30 days. And when I started getting into that energy, don't you know, I noticed like a tidal wave of money started coming. Okay? When you also ask for help, it means you're also out here betting on yourself. It doesn't mean like you're so independent, like, yeah, I'm doing the 9 to 5, I'm working, I'm going with the money I know where it's coming from. When you ask for help, you're also betting on yourself. That's something that I learned. So every time that I bet on myself on this YouTube channel with confidence and gratitude for the fact that I'm able to bet on myself freely without following any traditions of my family, then the Creator sends me money. The Creator sends me abundance. If some of y'all have been getting nowhere and you're following traditions of this time period, or maybe the 90s or the 80s, maybe you need to go further back. Maybe you need to go further back. Maybe your soul history has some unfinished business from a different time period and you're not doing it. You know, for me, my unfinished business is that I really wasn't glamorous. I wanted to know what it was like to be glamorous, to be popular, to be adored and desired in society. I was such a recluse and an outsider in another life that I wish when I died, my soul had one wish to be able to know what it's like to be desirable as well. But you know, asking for help is actually pretty attractive. Asking for help makes you desirable. That's a part of it. So I had to learn how to ask for help, but also take better care of myself and not be so much of a hermit like I was in a past life. Okay? Realizing that I can have all these things, but it's a celebration of me that is worth more than all this stuff. Okay? It's a celebration of me, of my feminine energy, is worth more than this stuff. Okay? Because I really can't wear this stuff. I might can look at this stuff and be like, oh, it's gorgeous or whatever. But it really is not. I can't take this out on the road with me and walk around with it. You know, I realize celebration of yourself is the true wealth. It's the true wealth, y'all. It is. And you need the time to do that. Being a workhorse slave is not going to allow you to do it. You have to share the load. A lot of y'all have to learn to share the load. Say, I need help. I need you to do some of this. Sister, I need you to do this. We need to get back to sisterly love. You know, I watched the movie Titanic and I saw something in Titanic that I don't see anymore. Sisterly love. I don't really see it. People talk, oh, I'm there for other women. But we micro love each other. Let's keep it real. Women micro love each other. We breadcrumb love to each other and we say, well, I love another. I got sisterly love. We don't got sisterly love like brotherly love. We don't, y'all. Now, I know some of y'all say, but sisterly love, I voted for Kamala. Some people voted for Kamala because they was voting against Trump. It wasn't like they voted for Kamala because they like, I wanted to do sisterly love. I just don't want Trump in office. That's why I'm voting for Kamala. And that's like the energy I be picking up out here. Because when I hear other women talk about why they voted for Kamala, they always got to talk about how Trump wasn't good to be a president. Yeah, I voted for Kamala because I was about sisterly love. I didn't vote for Kamala because I was voting against Trump. And I'm finding like still the woman world is still passive aggressive with this sisterly love. Still passive aggressive. And until we get back to that, we're not going, the female community is not going to really have the quality men that they're supposed to have. Men love sisterly love. When you're doing sisterly love, you out of their hair. Okay? You're not breathing down their back. You don't got time to micromanage their energy. Okay? You're not even worried about who they hanging out with, who they friends are. You're not even worried about that. Like you're not on their backs as much. Okay? Sisterly love is business. It's business just like it is for a man when he out here grinding and building buildings for his family. Self-care and sisterly love, that is straight big business. That's like standing on business, like the song 10 toes down when I'm standing on business. That's the same. It's equal to what the emperor's doing with bringing the bag. It's equal to that. Y'all, this is deep. Hi, everybody. Hi, Most High Love. Y'all, I'm neurodivergent, so if I get a little messy, just try to deal with it, y'all. All right. I have GAD. I had it since I was a kid. My brain doesn't like to be still. So it gets anxiety when it's still so long. And it's because it's neurodivergent, so it likes to bounce around a lot. But yeah, sisterly love. And we have women who are trying to purposely block sisterly love. And that's very sad. That's very sad. You know, purposely, and I'm going to keep it real with y'all. The women who are doing this, the generation is mostly blocking sisterly love, is the generation that was born in the 50s. I'm just calling it what it is, y'all. The generation born in the 50s and the early 60s, they've been blocking sisterly love. I'm telling you, the old head aunties, some of these old head aunties, some of these women in their late 60s and 70s, they be the main ones fighting that bingo, fighting with other women on the bingo bus. I've been there, y'all. I was taking my mother to the bingos, like getting the bus to the bingos, and the women had bad attitudes. It was always the old women, bad attitudes, and I think that they're passing down personality traits that my generation and the younger and the two generations after me do not need those personality traits. Now, I'm sorry if some of y'all are saying, but I was born in the 50s. I'm not saying that you one of the women, but there's a lot that, you know, the babies that came from the baby boomers. That's why I get mad when somebody tries to say I'm a baby boomer. I'm like, I don't have their personality traits, because I'm not quick to pull out a knife out in these streets. I'm not trying to snatch somebody's wig off over words. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to do none of that. Okay. What happened?
I gave the old guy $30 to cut the back grass for me.
Oh, I was
It's
going.
gonna
I
rain
was going to
again on
tell you.
Saturday.
I was going to tell you that they gonna find us in a minute.
No, it's gonna rain again on Saturday.
Yeah, but I was worried that they was gonna slip a fine on our door, cause you know the mayor, the municipal building's right there, and all he had to do, cause he told me one day he walks around here. He said that to me. So I was worried. I was like, if he walks past here, he gonna straight put a fine on us. I kept crossing my fingers because that's how Tasha got in trouble with her kids. Her property wasn't maintained. But I knew that you just didn't, the weather was too bad. It went bad right when you was trying to cut the grass. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking to family. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. All right, y'all. This neighborhood is like real kind of bougie. Okay, everybody owns, a lot of people own their land here, of their property. So we don't want to get fined for having like multiple beehives and people getting stung and grass not cut. So he didn't feel like cutting the grass, so he paid somebody to cut the grass just now. See what I'm saying? We need to get back to that where neighbors was like, I'll pay you $20 to do this, or neighbor, I'll pay you $30 to braid my hair up real quick. Y'all, let me go. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'll be back. Y'all, this weight is coming off fast. Weight coming off real fast, y'all. Look at that. Look, this shirt is big. Weight's coming off. I got a video I'm gonna talk about how I'm getting my weight down so fast without getting loose skin, but that's another video. But yeah, I really miss sisterly love, y'all. I really miss it. I think that's a major problem. I think that if we get back to sisterly love, I think the internet will literally dry up, y'all. Because a lot of people that's on the internet talking, they're going through things with women. Men are going through things with women who don't got sisterly love. Women are going through things with women because they don't got sisterly love. And that's the truth. Half of these men wouldn't even be going through things with their wives if they had sisterly love. And their wives would be happy, even when they're not around. Their wives would be like, okay, I'm not stressed because sister came over here and busted down my braids for me and did my hair. We're not meant to do so much by ourselves. We're not meant for this, y'all. We're just not. And I pray for everybody that's like, don't got no help at all. Like, God help you. I don't got much help. I got 2 people. And they busy a lot. Like, I be busy. So we really don't, see each other that much. But I still got some help, I'm lucky to have an older sister that no matter what happened, her doors will always be open to me. That's what I love about my sisters. That no matter how we fight, no matter what goes down, they never gonna see me out in the street. They're never gonna see me in a crack house somewhere. Like, they're never gonna do that. Me and my sisters cannot talk for months. But let me sit up here and call and be like, I'm stuck. They got me. And the same thing here. We need more people. Everybody needs people in their life like that. Me and my mother-in-law don't always agree. But at least she does stick with her Catholic belief that if something happens to me or something happens to us here, she gonna open her doors to us. She already had before. I know that I'm very privileged. I know that I'm privileged. But everybody's privileged in some way. Some of y'all are privileged because y'all got somebody in y'all life that's making loads of money living with y'all. That's still privileged. Some of y'all got some of y'all got promoted all the way to the top of your job within 2 years. That's your privilege. You have a privilege. Other people don't have that privilege. I know I got skin privilege. I know people who have to wear foundation. I don't. Okay? We all have privileges, but I think that we have to stop withholding love because somebody has a privilege that we don't have. And I think that's what's happening. Like women are like, oh no, you married. I'm not helping you. I don't have that privilege. And some women are like, oh, I'm not sending you no gift because you beautiful. You probably get it already. You privileged. See that right there? Like that right there. And I know men don't do that. Men don't even care like if another man, got lots of money coming through his YouTube channel. Men will still keep putting money on their channel. Okay? Because they're like, I know I don't got a profitable YouTube, but I'm still going to help. I'm still going to give to him because it's still brotherly love. Regardless if he's more privileged on YouTube than I am. It's still brotherly love. And I want us to get back to that, y'all. Like, serious, like, look, I know, like, I never knew that I was privileged having my hair tight. I thought that everybody else was privileged having 3A or 3C hair. But today when I did my hair and I realized that I was privileged to have 4C, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop saying, oh, I'm not going to compliment them because they're privileged and I'm not. I'm not going to compliment their hair because I'm privileged as well with 4C. I can remember my stepdad having 3A hair, and he used to want braids so bad. He wanted my hair tight. And I used to think like, he's insane. He must be losing his mind. He's privileged. But then I realized it's like, there's always someone who's going to think what you got they should have, or you're privileged and they're not. So it's just stupid to withhold because you think somebody's privileged and you're not. I know that I am privileged to be aging the way I am. I have family members younger than me, and if they was in this room, you would literally think they was my aunt. They're aging so fast that it's like, wow, what's happening to you? But I know they think I'm privileged because I'm not aging as fast as them and I'm older than them. But yet, they've always been able to get so many things without working. So I say they're privileged. They were able to just get all this stuff without working. Barely working. I know somebody in my family who's aging faster than me, younger than me, but hasn't really worked much in 20 years. But if you saw their life, you would think they balling. Okay? All their stuff is new. They got a brand new home. They got a brand new car. Because everybody gives them everything for free. They got people co-signing everything for them. So I can say, okay, they're privileged because they don't even got to work like that. They only work 10 hours a week or never work for years. And they get to have a new car. Their dad bought them a new car for free. Their dad paid their rent, whatever. They're privileged. But I'm sure when they look at me and that I look younger than them, they say I'm privileged. That God's playing favorites. Look, you know what the truth is? God plays favorites in some way with all of us. In one way or another. And that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. But it don't have to stay that way. It don't have to stay that way. You can say, well, I could be as favored as you and me as favored as me too. I just got to do the work differently than you did it to get the favor. And that's what I realized. Like, for example, I used to say that God play favorites because my little sister naturally grows a big round butt. Okay, me and my little sister got the same biological parents. She's light skinned with green eyes, and she's also genetically chosen to just naturally grow a big round butt. But then I realized that it wasn't that she was just so much more favored than me. It was because I wasn't doing what I needed to do to get my favorite of it. And I know that sounds confusing, but we all could be as favorite as everybody else in whatever they're favorite in that we're not. We just have to do different work than they're doing. So for me, I had to change my diet to activate the favoriteness of getting a booty as well. So I realized I couldn't eat my sister's diet. I had to eat a different diet. And when I did a different diet, then it started to be activated. Like my sister, she doesn't naturally be favored with with skincare, with nice skin, though we have the same biological parents. So she has to do things differently to trigger getting the skin that I have and to be favored in it. So what I'm saying is, if you're feeling insecure about your worth, you just really haven't done an evaluation of what you have chosen in your what you're doing in your life, so you could get just as favored as other people. Okay. For example, um, I've always felt subconscious about the size of my head. Okay, I have a big head, y'all. Okay, I have a head big like Albert Einstein. Maybe that's why I'm so neurodivergent. My head is circumference here is big. Okay, I have big ears. Um, I have big cheekbones. I have bigger lips. I have big pupils. I used to be insecure about my ears, but then I realized that's just more space for me to decorate the ears. So what I'm saying is, if you don't got the sisterly love for somebody to tell you what you need to hear to realize that you're just favored in a different kind of way, you're still favored. You just don't see how you're favored in that area. Then you need to do some deep investigation of your own self. Okay? Um I've always liked people's eyes that are like low, you know, really low. My mother always had eyes like Marilyn Monroe, very low. And I always said, Mom, I wish I had your eyes. Because the way her eyes sit so low always made her so gorgeous. But then my mom was like, I want your eyes. I'm like, seriously? And when she said that, I realized, like, okay, I see what's going on here. Okay. We're too busy looking at other people and not seeing our own worth. But if we had sisterly love, we would have somebody to be able to say, wait a minute, hold on. Let me tell you that your eyes is working like my eyes is working too. Yours is too. But we don't have sisterly love. The men are doing that for each other. The men, they saying, dude, just keep on grinding. You lean, but you fit. They all in big energy like that. But it's like, we're not. And it's making the female population look like they're not marriage material. It's making the men be like, I don't want none of these women out here. But my mission, like I plan on starting groups for women. My mission is to try to get sisterly love. Okay? Like I went in the store the other day and I'm trying not to cry, y'all. this lady, she was working the cashier machine. She had to be about 350 pounds. She was a real big lady. And I could tell intuitively that she felt some type of way about me. Like, oh, she gonna be stuck up or whatever. I could just sense it. And I said, I'm gonna give sisterly love. She was talking about the stain on her shirt or whatever. I said, look, I said, they got grease lightning. They're gonna help that. So I was basically giving her tips or whatever. Okay. Cause I've been where she was at. I've been real heavy in the belly. And really thinking everybody's privileged but me. Everybody. I'm privileged with me. And I just said, F it. I just didn't care. I just kept on eating because it's like, F it. I'm not favored. And I realized that she didn't feel that way about herself. I could sense it. And I was telling her, like, we need to get back to a time where only time somebody should see you a mess is when you working hard. Like I told her that, I said, if you ain't working hard, you should be looking good out in these streets. You should be, like I'm trying to get fit, And she was like, I agree with that. And I just said that, so that she can maybe like, and I said something. I said, yeah, I got my walking shoes on. I was trying to help her without crossing boundaries, because a lot of people who really obese, got real big bellies. They don't like to be told, hey, you need to walk more and things like that, especially if you're not their blood sister. But back in the day, we was able to do that. Like we was able to be like, sister, man, you need to like get that hair done. You need to cover up them scars on that face. Back in the day, we was able to say that to each other, to neighbors, without fighting. But now it's like the world is so sensitive, you can't say that. You gotta kind of like squeeze it in there, sneak it in. So I said walking sneakers on, because I seen her look me up and down, she kind of like rolled her eyes. And I let her know, like, my body is getting, because she see me before, so she see how my body is changing. But I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm not walking a lot, but I'm drinking and walking. I would rather drink than eat. Like I would rather be a wino than sit up here and throw down on some food all day. I would rather just sit here with this drink all day for hours than throw down on some food. Okay? Because I already know that this food nowadays is against me. It's against my plan. It's against my purpose. It's against it. I don't have my own garden here. I do, but I'm not growing anything right now. So I already know that I can't trust no food out here. So I already know I might as well just glamorize drinking more and all. And I wanted to tell her that like all you gotta do is walk around with a big jug of juice, and that weight will come off. Like you won't even have to worry about that. Like you won't even be worried about food. But I couldn't say nothing because can't now. People too quick to fight. Okay? All right? I ain't arguing in here. All right? You gonna remove your toxic comment, or do I have to kick you out? Now y'all see what I'm talking about. Soon as you talk about self-love, self-care, and you look good, somebody got to throw out the vanity word. It is not vain to prioritize self-love and self-care. And anybody that's quick to tell even mention that to a complete stranger, you know, because you don't take care of yourself. You insecure and you probably ugly. Like, that's why you saying that. I don't call nobody vain out here unless I see how they treat other people. You ain't vain until I see how you treat other people. You can act sassy, smart, whatever. I'm not going to think you're vain. Okay? Vanity requires behavior towards others, like narcissism do. People are so quick to say, oh, you're narcissistic because you act like you're the stuff. That's not enough to say somebody narcissistic. I don't care. Okay, let's say somebody is vain in here. Why do you care? You must not like yourself. No, it wasn't. Not the way you're stating it. Not the way you're stating it. Don't try to use the Bible in here. Don't even go there. Vanity is a behavior towards other people. Okay? Towards other people. Wanting to level up and take really good care of yourself, micromanaging your self-care is not vanity. It's not. So stop trying to come in here to program everybody's minds about me because you see I look fine as fuck. You ugly as fuck, obviously, okay? Take your ugly ass up out of here. Bye. Bye, ugly bitch. I can catch people when they're being manipulative. Don't sit up there and say that shit. If I was in here looking all beat up, you wouldn't have said that shit. Tell you no lie. Women of color, we cannot talk about self-care. We can't talk about having glowy skin. We can't talk highly of ourselves. Somebody gotta say some ignorant ass shit like that. But let somebody white come up in here. Let somebody that's not black be up in here. Oh, about theyself like Jennifer Lopez is, and don't nobody say shit. Don't nobody say nothing. I treat people good in my life. I treat people right. Some of the main people that say they ain't vain is vain. I'm not vain, but sitting out here trifling as hell to their family. Trifling. But oh, I'm so humble. I don't talk about myself, but you fake as fuck though. You fake as fuck. I don't say nothing. I don't brag. I don't say nothing. I'm humble. But you cheating and robbing and stealing and all type of weird stuff. No, there ain't no liquor in here. Some of the most notorious covert narcissists I have ever met have been the ones sitting up there quick to say, I'm humble. I follow the Bible. I don't brag. I beauty phase. They be the main ones behind locked doors saying, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, I'm the shit. When ain't nobody around, they looking in their mirror saying they the shit. And using and abusing people. But out here, as soon as they come around somebody that's competition, as soon as they come around somebody that love themselves, they want to say, beauty phase. You vain, you conceited. No, bitch, you in the closet conceited. That's what you are. You in the closet with your self-worship because you know people gonna sense that you fake and how stank your energy really is. I'll talk about myself and how gorgeous everybody is and how beautiful women of color is. All I want on this channel. I don't do people wrong. Now, so the creator still approves of it. I don't do people wrong. Now, so what? I still help my family. I still look out for people. So, now, I'll toot my own horn. If I don't have the privilege of having people from everywhere tooting my horn because I'm not the right genetics here in America. And that's period. But I'll sit here and toot my horn and every other woman that looks like me. Every 4C hair girl, every brown skinned sister, every ebony looking woman. I'll sit up there and be like, you the stuff, you the stuff, you the stuff, you the stuff, until I irritate people who want to say otherwise. Period. We need more people in this energy. People say, oh, the world is so obsessed with proving that they're intelligent that they don't even care about what they look like anymore. I see people who say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm over 300 pounds. I'm intelligent. I get downloads all day. I'm wise. So it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. It does matter if you're 300 pounds. It does matter. It matters if you're letting yourself go. Your intelligence is not going to hide that from the world. Y'all. Ciao. I'm about to put some whiskey in here in a minute, y'all. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Please, can you hand me the whiskey?
Yes, baby.
Thank you. I was going to tip him, but he kept saying no tip, no tip. I said, I got to tip you because I said he got radar tip, no tipping radar. I said he will know that I didn't tip you. And he laughed, Watch that, Eric. It looks like it's gonna fall. I want your leg to get cut. Whatever that is. Looks dangerous. Yeah, but it was like going towards your leg. Final Destination. Yeah. The weed whacker was ready to fall on his leg, y'all. We was about to have a Final Destination situation in here. But anyway. Scotch, y'all. Oh, I don't know if I was ready to open this one. It's too late now, I guess. Is it open? Hold on, y'all. Like I said, I'd rather have me a screwdriver than eat tons of food. For real, y'all. If y'all don't know what a screwdriver is, it's basically, it could be vodka and orange juice or whiskey and orange juice. Now this one is, ain't the fermented one better than this?
What, a hooter?
The fermented one is better than this, ain't it?
What's a fermented?
Fermented whiskey.
Oh, it's all fermented. This is a...
How much should I put in here?
This is a blended scotch.
I like the way you make them. You want to make them this weekend?
Oh, yes,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need the umbrella. Because don't you be putting some other stuff in here?
I don't think I have any umbrellas for fruit.
I like it when family makes my drinks. It's like, to me, it's like so intimate. Making somebody a drink is intimate. I miss living near family and friends because I'd be like, can I make you a drink? Can I make you a cocktail? So you just put a splash in here. You ain't put a lot.
Shot.
Yeah, shot.
2 to 1.
Y'all, ain't that how some people be recovering from airborne diseases? They be drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Cause I drank whiskey, y'all. That's how I get rid of the flus. That's how I keep colds and stuff away. Just a splash of whiskey in a drink a day keeps the air bugs away, or helps to clean up your gut health. Y'all, This is my first week. I stopped biting my nails and they're growing. See, I stopped biting my nails. That was one of the habits I kicked during this last full moon was nail biting. And the only reason why I was biting my nails, which I found out, is because I didn't have enough protein in my diet. I don't know if y'all know this, but if you're a nail biter, it's your body either is not getting all the protein that you're eating or you need to increase your protein intake. So I got me some NAC, and what I do is when I feel like I want to bite my nails, I'll have like maybe something with protein in it, or I'll take my NAC vitamin. Hi everybody, y'all. This is running. It's so hot that it's actually running. The makeup, but I don't want to. I don't want to rub underneath because that breaks the blood vessels. Like I was rubbing this eye when I was sick and it broke the blood vessels and it had to heal. Hi everybody, love the most highs in here. What's up? I want sisterly love back. I miss it. I was playing some music from the 90s, y'all. I was playing some music. I do like the R&B from music from the 90s. Let me tell you, no lie, that music it just gets you in the mood to love yourself. It just really do. I was listening to that song. Play those little games we play. When you go high, I go seek. Let me be the one to make you weak. Boy, I really wanna stay and play those little games we play. When you go high, I go seek. Let me be the one. I was playing some songs from my childhood today, and I loved it. It's just the little games that we play. I like the part where she say, "Need a real woman to test your manhood. It's just a little game that we play." Y'all, I was playing the 90s music today. Y'all, I'm telling you, I feel like that our childhood is supposed to follow us. Like, I think that there's things from our childhood that we're supposed to keep doing. Okay? And if you don't do it, it kind of makes the future dark. Okay? So I started eating suckers every other day. So I have these little blow pop suckers, the little suckers, and I suck on them now. And I just started adding some things from my childhood, and then I noticed breakthroughs. I used to love doing makeup in my 20s when I was younger. And so I started doing makeup again. But I didn't put it on heavy. I only got the eyeshadow here. I don't got, even though I could do like 3 layers, I can stack some eyeshadow, y'all. But I didn't do it. But all right, y'all, I'm here now. You know what? I'm thinking about going out to karaoke today, y'all. I'm thinking about it. I want to sign up for Argentina dancing. I want to take a tango dance class. I used to do tango. I can tango. I took some classes, but I want to continue taking classes. So I'm gonna look up the registration fee for CCAC, because CCAC in this state offers tango lessons. So I'm gonna look up and see the cost of some tango shoes, and I want to go to a merengue. So I'm gonna look up to see if I can find me a merengue here in Pennsylvania. I want a sister, a friend to go with me. A female friend to go to the merengue with me, and we dance. Tango is so fun, y'all. I'm telling you no lie. I love I love Argentina music. And I want to look up some Argentina drinks too. I'm gonna look up a recipe for Argentina drinks that may have with whiskey, and I'm gonna experiment with making a few, y'all. I really think that we're supposed to be having a full life, which means we're not supposed to have a lot of downtime. I don't think God wants us to have wandering minds. I find that when you have too much time to think, you start to make bad decisions, or you start to doubt the smart decisions that you made, or you start to think negative, or you just don't, your spiritual level struggles the more your mind wanders. Like, I think that we weren't meant to have so much flat line type of silence in our day. So I give myself pretty much about no more than 20 minutes of silence a day. I know that sounds wild, but I find that music, as they say, soothes the savage beast. And the beast can be your lower vibrational self. The beast can be the emotional trauma that you have. The beast could be your negative mindset that keeps returning. So I would rather hear music through my day or poetry through my day rather than having 20, silence on and off all through my day. I just think I think it's not healthy, y'all. The monks can go ahead and do that, but they're not even having silence. They're hitting gongs, they're humming or whatever. I think that we're not, I think that we have to get back to having a musical, lively life. Lively. I don't think it's so lively when you're just in chill mode. I'm chilling in silence. Why is it so important for us to get downloads through our day? Why not get silent to shop for a download because you really need one? Like, why is it so important for us to be like, I need to keep connecting to God all day? Like, you need a stronger connection with God. Like, if you're making smart decisions, why do your connection need to be stronger? Like, when you meditate, you're like trying to like get higher and higher. And why do you need that if you're already having breakthroughs? I think people are chasing God's energy, even though God's like, I gave you plenty. I didn't send the help. I didn't give you the downloads you're supposed to get. You sitting up here meditating over and over again, or you're sitting in silence. No, stop. I think it's getting toxic that people are banging on heaven's door so much and not even dead yet. Like, you're not even dead, and you're like, let me in. It's like, yo, it's like people are addicted to like visiting heaven subconsciously 30, 40 times a day. Like, addicted to that. As if there's no heaven down here. Like, to me, that's like saying this world is trash. You're like literally devaluing God's world because you keep trying to escape. I'm trying to escape. I want to go. I want to go. I want my mind near. My mind near. Mind to God. Mind to God. Download. Download. No, y'all. Once a day, I knocked on heaven's door once a day. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I got my little 15-minute, 20-minute meditation in. Good. I'm good. Like, I don't need silence all day. And let me tell you, when you be silent too much, your mind wander too much, it might get so used to wandering that's why you keep seeing demons when you sleep. Some of y'all be like, I can't stop seeing these demons because you won't stop wandering your mind. You won't stop letting your mind wander all day. You will not stop meditating on and off. So, and you're being too nosy. You're being so nosy about heaven while you're still alive that when you go to sleep, you're like even nosy when you're asleep. Okay, and that's why you ain't getting to sleep. Your sleep is being disturbed by demons. Okay, so there is demons there. Demons might be around you when you sleep. Do you have to know they're there all the time? Do you need to see? Like for real. Some things is better off unknown, y'all. Cause what I saw the other day was like, you know what? I'm good. Okay? I'm good. What I saw, what I saw, okay? Do you know meditating attracts demons? I already know somebody's going to argue with me about this. Meditating attracts demons. It attracts dark forces. It attracts spirits because they think that you're open to communicate, that you're trying to communicate with the other side. So for me, it's like my meditation is simply to just get to a peaceful state of being, my energy calmer. But I have no interest in seeing on the other side. As a matter of fact, I don't want to hear nothing anymore. My intuition is enough. I'm good. Okay? If I need to hear the angels, I'm sure they will show something to me more than once or whatever. So I see it. And if I'm really, 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 really stuck, I will ask them. I will say, God, send me an angel. I'll talk to an angel, whatever. I know the difference between the angel voices and the demons. So I know when I'm being tricked. But y'all, I don't speak to no angels unless it's a last resort now. I just don't. Would I need to speak to angels on the other side when there's angels here walking this earth? When there's divine beings and holy beings that I can see in the flesh and know what they look like without meditating. I can just go out here and talk to Holy Spirits. It's in the flesh. I can go on YouTube. Y'all, this is real talk. What I need church for? I go to YouTube. What I need to pray to see an angel. God, see me an angel tonight. What for? I can talk to y'all. I'll see them when I cross over. I'll see them when I cross over. You know, it's like, I'm good, y'all. Still takes an energy deposit to talk to the other side. Still requires you to you to open your energy to it. And it's like, I don't want to do that. If you know, every time I need an answer to a problem that I to a problem, not because I want to know some intelligence, like I want to know about this. No, I'm not knocking on heaven's door for that. I knock on heaven's door when I can find the solution to a problem. Otherwise, I'll see heaven when I leave this body alone for good. Hi, everybody. Y'all, I want to try to get a little bit of sun, but the bees, I'll wait till tomorrow after the bee nest is a little bit calmer because I know they mad out there because we had a bee guy spray. So them bees probably want to get even. So I don't want to get stung, but I'm mad that I didn't get my 1 hour of sunshine today. I wanted the bright sun. I'm trying to tan, y'all, for healing. All right, y'all, I got to get ready to go. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send donations to my Cash App at @ Coach V Hunter. Bye, everybody. See y'all later.